I'm here to tell you the story of Agrifresh, a story of passion, dedication, and hunger. And if we are to understand the success and beauty of this company, I have to take you back to 1949. Sorry. Okay. So it's all started in 1949 when my great-grandmother had to step in to assume the role of both parents after her husband died. She had a family of 7 kids and had in possession only a land of 5,000 meters square in Zahle. She started harvesting and growing potatoes and green chickpeas in order to feed the family. At that time, my grandfather was 10 years old. Him, along with his brother, had to quit school and started working with her in the fields. Obviously, a land of 5,000 meters square is not enough to feed a family of 7. So they had to work something else. They started supporting and working with different farmers in the Bekaa region. They worked in Baalbek, they worked in Zahle. And little by little, they grew the business from managing a farm of 5,000 meters square into owning or harvesting lands of 1 million meters square. Around 1990, my uncle, this is a picture of my grandfather and my uncle who's sitting with us here. Around 1990, my uncle started spending more and more time with his father in the fields. He was 16 years old. He didn't have to quit school at that time, but he grew a very strong passion for agriculture and decided to pursue his career in it. In year 2000, he graduated as an agriculture engineer. Now, he was one of the first to use sophisticated irrigation systems to save water and grow better plants. He started moving most of the lands from regular lands into greenhouses so he can harvest across the year. He worked on multiple different products, and in year 2010, he was one of the biggest exporters of potatoes, onions, and alfalfa. But that was not enough for him. He was convinced that agriculture cannot be only about producing vegetables and selling them. He wanted to do more. So in 2015, he created Agrifresh. The purpose of Agrifresh for him was to transform the farming business into a food industrial company. He wanted to take a product and sell it as a more valuable item. I'll get back to this. Agrifresh started in 2015. He started only with one customer, selling only shredded cabbage. And little by little, he started adding more and more products and convincing more restaurants to move from regular vegetables into fresh-cut, ready-to-eat vegetables. Between 2015 and 2019, Agrifresh grew to become the largest player in the market, having more than 80% of the major restaurants in Lebanon. This is a sneak peek of the kind of restaurants we work with today. One of the main success factors of Agrifresh is the fact that we grow our own vegetables. As I said, my uncle is in agriculture, so he started growing the vegetables, getting them into the factory, we produce them, and then selling them to these customers. I personally took over the company in 2019 after living abroad for 11 years. I took over an extremely successful company, but that was not enough, unfortunately, because Lebanon was heading toward a severe economic crisis that will definitely impact the demand from restaurants and might even result in closing some of them. At the same time, having lived abroad, I knew the value of fresh-cut vegetables at home, so for consumers and not only for restaurants. And this is where we decided to diversify our portfolio and step into a new segment called Agrifresh Home. We created this segment so we can deliver most of our products to consumers at home, either through our own home delivery services or through retail shops. It started with 6 of my friends. We actually had the aim to launch the business in summer of 2020. However, in February 2020, as you know, COVID-19 first case was discovered in Lebanon. And COVID-19 meant 2 things for us. People will be stuck at home, so they will rely more and more on deliveries. And people will have more value to clean and sanitize stuff. Those were the golden opportunities for us to launch that segment. But we were definitely not ready. Our mobile application was still in a very early stage of development. Our team was barely able to cope with the restaurants. And our distribution fleet was definitely not ready to distribute to homes and not only restaurants. But we didn't stop. We started with 6 of my friends. 2 of them are sitting here with us today. They used to send me their orders on WhatsApp. to me personally. I would take the order, we would produce that order and send it with the truck that delivered to restaurant. They had to go and wait for it in front of a gas station in Hazmiya. This is their picture waiting for their first order on March 3rd, 2020. Good news is that my friends' parents loved the product. So they started telling their neighbors about it, which told their families and their neighbors about it, and so on and so on. We grew from having 6 clients into having more than 10,000 accounts in less than 10 months. We grew from producing 6 orders per week into making 440 orders per day. The business was growing exponentially that we couldn't keep up with the pace. At the first couple of weeks of the business, I had to personally step in and started delivering products with my own car until we have our distribution fleet ready for distribution. Even at some point before we launched our mobile application, we had 6 employees spending 14 hours a day just taking orders on WhatsApp and answering all kinds of questions. People were not used to our products, so they would ask all sorts of questions. We literally knew what everyone was cooking in Lebanon. They would call us and say, I'm making tabbouleh for my family tomorrow. How many packs of shredded parsley should I buy? Or I'm making kusa mahshi tomorrow for lunch. How many packs of shredded carved zucchini should I buy? It was funny, it was tough, but it was super interesting because we knew we were creating a new segment in Lebanon and we wanted that segment to exist. Thankfully today, the business is running very smoothly. And because of that, we decided to step into a new challenge. So thanks to the support of Berrytech, WFP, and GMZ, we will be creating a new segment called Agrifresh Dehydrated. This new segment will result in creating 15 new jobs in Agrifresh and will impact 150 different farmers across the country. We really can't wait for these products to get into the hands of our customers and into the world. If you want to have a sneak peek of how they look, now you've seen them. If you want to see how they taste or how they smell, our team is waiting for you at the booth to show you this product. Thank you.